Hello all, and welcome to Shatter Our Souls with Novaria. Today, we're tackling the Star Cup 100cc and Itemless in Mario Kart Wii. Now, doing a little bit of pondering, considering my experiences going through this, and I realized that given that Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 8 both have what would be best identified as instant use items in the form of the Storm Cloud, as well as the Triple Shell, Triple Mushroom, as well as the Crazy 8 in Mario Kart 8. I'm realizing that I am very thankful that there is not a true all-cup tour of the later games, partially because it would just be astronomically long. Playing for a case of Mario Kart Wii, you could probably get away with it in about 2 hours, given how long it takes to do Mario Kart Double Dashing. But Mario Kart 8 having about triple the number of tracks over Mario Kart Wii now, we'd be looking at somewhere in the ballpark of 6 to 8 hours of non-stop gaming for a bona fide 100% all-cup tour of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with Booster Pass. So I gotta say, I kind of am thankful that they didn't go to those lengths at the later games. It's something that I don't think I've ever acknowledged to myself before, or to any capacity really, because when it comes to video games, I've always, as a kid, I always had this mentality that more is better, bigger is better, and so each new iteration of a franchise that had more tracks, more cars, more characters, more what for, was often deemed better than the one that came before it. And I'm realizing as I'm getting older now, I'm 28, and enjoy just living life. And it really shows, I think, when a game is functional, that's not the right word. When a game is enjoyable in small bursts versus large ones. Let's be real, I'm not going to binge Mario Kart 8 for more than about 2 hours, or Mario Kart Wii for more than 2 hours, but I could binge Zelda for 6 straight and not have any issue. The thing is that when it comes to longer game sessions, first and foremost, I don't have the time to do that as often as I used to. And secondly, I feel like my patience for just running around an area has changed a lot. At one point I used to love Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and just enjoyed going from point A to point B and showcasing what the entire world would be like and just messing around. And the more I play it, the more driven I am to go back to the older ones. Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, even Wind Waker. And I don't think that's something that is a coincidence. Games that are often considered shorter, or dare I say even more streamlined, are often less difficult to kind of find a start or end point, if that makes sense. An open world game, especially given that everything is leaning towards more wide open gameplay, wide open worlds now. Seeing that and knowing that you have so much to go for, it often changes the perspective, I think. Where at one point in time, completing a Legend of Zelda game was like a rite of passage. Now, completing games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, are for the truly for the individuals that truly love the game, for the individuals who have played it start to finish a dozen times over, because why wouldn't you? And that's, I think, a good thing and a bad thing. I would say, by and large, shorter games that respect the player's time tend to be what I'm gravitating towards more these days. And that's something that I had never expected. I always loved gaming, and bigger was always better, as I had said. And when it came to Mario Kart Wii versus Mario Kart Double Dash, I loved Double Dash. And I would not at any point in time say that I did not like the game. But comparing Double Dash to Mario Kart Wii, I felt that because there were double the carts, I think there's something like quadruple the characters, double the carts, double the characters, double the tracks. Mario Kart Wii became my go-to because it was the bigger, the newer model. Mario Kart 8 jumped up and added more characters, more tracks, more carts, and a totally different system for making them. And in that way, Mario Kart 8 was something fantastical. It was a young Nova's dream to be able to mix and match the things that you wanted most on your cart to be available. But looking at it from the perspective I have now, I'm not sure I could ever sit down and test every single cart combination. That to me is just ludicrous. Because if you think about, if you peel back a couple layers here, effectively you have 40 characters, which means 40 just standard carts. And that's before you look at the 40 cart bodies, I think it's like 25 sets of tires and 20 sets of gliders that you have as optional parts. Suddenly, what was originally a very simple, oh yeah, there are, I guess it's 32 characters? I think? No, 24. 24 characters, each with 6 carts, 6 bikes. That's a fairly manageable amount of characters and stuff in Mario Kart Wii. But, oh, thank goodness the blue isn't going for me. Looking at bigger games, trying everything in a later version of Mario Kart just is not feasible for me. But maybe I'm just somebody who doesn't have that kind of time. Let me know down below whether you think that is something that you feel is important to you. Do you think that you would rather focus on what you like as character and customizations, or would you rather have the freedom to make whatever you would like? And do you personally prefer short games or long games? That's oversimplifying it, I think, but I recently finished a rather short game. Grand total, I think I played for 8 hours. And for some, 8 hours is a lot. For me, that's not much. That is 2, maybe 3 sittings. Which I think kind of shows how short the game actually was. But I had completed every single side objective, every single mission in this short game, and had an absolute blast. And I can honestly say that there's part of me that wants to go and play it again just because, for the high price of, I guess it was $275, there really was a lot there. And it really got me thinking about how I personally approach games. And I think the way I personally approach games, first and foremost, is I am a bit of a long player. So, to describe what a long player is, I effectively pick a game, I sit down and I say, I'm gonna do this today. And I'll play the game for 3, 6, 8 hours at a time, if I can. Probably about once a week or so. And that's kind of what my days, haha, I'm doing this today, ends up looking like. And so, I could, rather easily back in the day, complete Ocarina of Time, all dungeons, in one sitting. It was like a weekend off kind of thing for me. And no glitches, no speedrun text or anything like that. I loved doing that. I loved sitting down and playing Mario Kart Wii with my brother for hours on end. And if you look at how my YouTube channel is structured, where I have the game segmented into roughly 30-minute sections, it's not that I stop playing after 30 minutes. No, that's not how it goes. I play the game for usually about 2 to 4 hours at a time, and every half an hour or so I reset my computer to allow it to kind of refresh, slow down a little bit, and then keep playing. And the reason I do that, for me, is because when I get into a game, I really get into a game. I'll play it for like 2, 3, 4 days straight, if I have the chance to. I don't have those options and those opportunities as often as I used to. Which is why I think, in my opinion, I've gravitated more to these smaller segment, easier to break up type games. Mario Kart being a prime example. I can pick it up and play all 16 courses in one go. I could pick up all 32 tracks of Mario Kart Wii in one sitting. That's no problem. But being able to say, oh yeah, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, makes maintaining the YouTube channel for me a lot more reasonable. And who knows? That might just be the way I work and the way life, and the hand life has dealt me. Regardless, we're at the end of the 4th track in Mario Kart Wii's Star. And reality is the reason I've been off on a tangent today is because reality is that you've seen this all before. You've seen 50cc. Therefore, go 100 is kind of the intermediate. The ones that I really want to dive into are 150 and, by extension, the mirror mode. The reason I want to dig into those ones more than 100cc is the fact that 100cc is more than doable. I've known that it has been doable in some capacity for a while. But getting into the really tough ones, 150, mirror mode, even 200cc, that's where a lot of the gremlins in Mario Kart's AI and systems come out to play. If you like what you see, drop a like, leave a sub. I'll catch you next week.